had a Manchester derby, United versus City. What did you think of City? And I want to say this: Manchester United is in a tough spot right now. It's like Wenger. He had an interview this week, and he was saying that the spirit is dead. And when I read that, and I was looking back at the game, it looks like you have players, soulless players playing. So they're just existing on the field, but there's nothing happening. That's how I feel. And although I would say City, this wasn't the best City performance, especially when you look at the first half time. Although they were circulating the ball, but it wasn't the best City performance because they would have won. They would have, it would have ended in like 6 of 8, but at least they still won. And Manchester held on for a little bit or a little while, but that penalty wasn't a penalty for me.
I agree.
Yeah, because like the whole reason and the advancement of technology in football is to be more accurate and more precise, and you have VAR. But if you're gonna try to flag that as a penalty, then the next weekend when there's a game, be it Arsenal versus somebody else or Brighton, and that type of action happen, and you don't give that as a penalty, there's so much inconsistency. So
every single time that somebody falls down on a set piece in the box, it's a penalty.
It's a penalty.
It has to be.
So no, I agree. No. So we have to figure that one out. If that's a penalty of that, or if that's not a penalty, because you have games that will not give that as a penalty.
Yeah.
And you have games that will give it. So what's the deal here? And United City was really poor on United. Very, very. Do you think Ten Hag will be gone in January?
I do. And when you watch him, when you watch them play, you said that they felt soulless.
Yeah.
I can ask a better question. What are their tactics?
What
are they doing?
That's true.
Not even what they players. What are you doing? What are you as a manager telling them to do? I don't see anything.
There's no philosophy.
No.
There's no culture. There's no play style. There's nothing. There's just players on the field
trying to link up.
Do whatever.
I don't even want to say they're trying to link up passes because I'm not even certain that they are that dead set on it. Yeah, I think that he's gone before January. I think that someone like a Hansi Flick, Antonio Conte is still free.
Yeah,
they're more than able to take on that task and really make something work. Who do you think is available for them?
So this is my take and a popular opinion. Manchester United, although they have a history, but they're forgetting one thing, and they still probably the administration, the managers or whatever, they still thinking this is United with the huge historical background. This is United of the past. No, United said that United is past. Yeah. This United has no history, has nothing to look for. They need to rebuild. But the question becomes, if I bring in a new coach, is he gonna try to sell all this player or rebuild? What is gonna be the deal? And the question will be, do we have that money? Because all these players cost a lot, and if you're selling most of them, you're selling at a loss because the market value has gone down.
Yeah,
I think they should bring in someone that's not a big coach. If you bring in a big coach, I would say probably get back Mourinho. The reason why I say it is because he is the only one who had the best season with United since
Alex Ferguson. Yeah. I agree.
That being said, bringing someone that like De Zerbi, if you want to rebuild, it means you're gonna have to.
He's not taking that job though, because he knows that there's a better job opening somewhere
else.
That's
true. Well, I'm just saying, like someone like him, if you're gonna resell all this player and try to build, it means you're taking younger player with potentially no name that can help rebuild the team.
Yeah.
It means you're selling most of these guys, because one thing, and Ten Hag said it. There's no way we can play Ajax style of football, the style of football he's, of course, and another trainer could not implement his style of football or even like the new kind of positional play with these players because they're already too old to learn to adapt to that style of football or even to take straight instructions.
And a lot of those guys have spent so long in the system of not receiving instruction.
So
will they even know what to do with instruction once they're given it again?
So you cannot have that. It will be pretty difficult. So I think a new trainer, a new a new feel, rebranding United as a whole, installing a philosophy of play, a style of play. What are we playing? Like you look at Arsenal now, there's a style of play, there's a philosophy in play. Look at even Brighton, there's a philosophy, there's a style of play. You know, that's what they need to do, and forget about United of the past. Manchester United have now lost as many Premier League home games since Sir Alex Ferguson retired as they did during his entire 26 years of career. So, in essence, this is a failure.
Yeah. What positions do they need? Like, so 3 positions. If they can sort, like, if they can get Ten Hag out in January, what are 3 positions to be filled that would, in theory, remedy some of the issues that we're seeing?
First of all, before we get to the position, we have to get to the coach. We have to get to their mentality. We have to get to the players themselves. Yeah. The one thing they first of all need is morale. So if you were to record data on all of the players, the general morale of the team is probably like a 1 on 10, because they don't play like teams that want to win. The players themselves don't have this fire in them. They don't play like a Ronaldo, you would say. You know, there's nothing. First of all, you have to get into them. You have to create. They don't even have chemistry between them. Like I said, they just exist. Now, when you get to players, Rashford is a great player, but I feel like he's wasting his potential there. But at the same time, I feel like he needs to. They need, to be honest, they need all this team gone.
I agree.
They need to just replace everyone, and with the few of like Haaland, which is still young. I thought having a defensive midfielder will help in transition, but looking at what they did this weekend, that's not the problem. I think the biggest problem, to be honest, is just the management, and the players are not even that big of a deal. But I will probably get this is really difficult. Eriksen out.
Yeah. So I basically thought they need a new center back.
Yeah,
they really need 2 if you think about it.
Yeah.
And you said Eriksen out. They need another number 8 that can dictate the play and really have a lot of passing options available, so that Fernandes can run forward and be a bit more attacking, but he doesn't have anyone to rely on to be able to do that. They don't have the pace. Yeah. So I'd say a solid box-to-box number 8, 1 or 2 center backs, and then they need another right winger.
Yeah.
Because right now they had Fernandes on that right, like he was a right midfield, but if you look at it, the way that they were trying to press, if they were being offensive, he's more of like a right wing kind of space. And that's not working at all. So yeah, they need someone to replace. Basically, Antony and Sancho are both in that role, that right wing role, and they're not. One doesn't play at all anymore, and the other one showed it just not. That's what
I told you. I told you last time. Oh, United is in the state where, because nothing is working, and this goes for everyone, you know, especially if you're in charge of something. When nothing is working your way, you tend to find excuses and you find a scapegoat. And I will say this might be coming with a little bias, but it's kind of the truth. Onana has never been the problem. One thing is, if you don't have a good defense, it's difficult for the goalkeeper to play. Another thing is, he played very well. Onana has a style of play that can work well if the players are playing a Brighton kind of football. Yep. It means if you want to build from the back, none of those players know how to build from the back.
No.
That's why he's now forced to. Now you see him always clearing the ball. Yeah. He wouldn't do that if he was at Ajax.
Even this past weekend with Inter Milan versus Roma.
Yeah.
You saw Bastoni all over the place. Amazing. Like making forward runs into the midfield and up to the line, and like able to do all these things. If you have that guy in the back that you're distributing the ball to and able to fluidly move with, no wonder that you're able to use your feet more. Like they fucking need someone like Bastoni. Honestly, they're not going to get him because someone else is going to get him instead. But they need players that fit his style. He had a very good game. Despite 3-0, he made 5 or 6 very good saves. And that's one of those things, like you hold your hands up and say, I can only do so much.